Give me some of that sweet air.
Hello.
Merry Christmas.
Merry New Year. I will intro this as I always do.
You don't.
Okay, I don't really. We are gonna declutter this place. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but over time, Sha'an has been picking up trinkets left, right, center, and now it is time to realize whether we actually need them in our life or not.
Yeah.
Sha'an's gonna make that decision.
And you're
She's gonna clear up a whole bunch of things.
No, we're doing the whole house.
I'm gonna relax and eat cheese.
Well, we need to do the entire house. I saw this video on like BuzzFeed or something. It was like about living a minimalist lifestyle. That's not happening, but I want to adopt some like minimalist values in that keeping things that we use, keeping things that we need, and kind of like donating the rest if we can. Rocket would love that. He's a very neat boy. I'm the messy one. You want to do my sponsorship? I'll do it.
What was that? Do I want to be your sponsorship?
No. This video
has been sponsored to you by
Squarespace.
That's good. I like Squarespace.
I know. Okay, Rocket, you can tell them.
Okay, I can tell you my experience about Squarespace.
Oh, no, not the whole experience, just like a little intro.
Squarespace is a website that basically allows anyone to build websites and makes it really easy and really comfortable and just good. And yeah, I've been through heaps of different type of like website building websites.
Platforms,
and yeah, they've all basically sucked. I mean, that's why I'm now here at Squarespace and actually happy.
It's just hard because a lot of them are either too complex or too simple. Squarespace is the best. We both use it and we like it. But then this one for me is like freaking awesome. Do you like it?
I think it's very cool. I mean, I'm jealous, but it's very cool.
It's okay, never mind.
Trying to steal those links.
All you have to do is go to squarespace.com/furrylittlepeach to get a free trial for 2 weeks and 10% off your first purchase. So enjoy. Thank you, Squarespace. Let us get to the cleaning.
What an upgrade.
I hate cleaning. It's already messy. It's also got a lot of stuff. So even if we tied it up, it would look quite nice, but I want to really get to the heart of it all and take out stuff that I don't need, especially this thing. I don't need that. Get out of here. I think the best way to do this is maybe go section by section. I haven't really like read up on minimalism because I don't really want to be a minimalist. I just want to declutter the house. Like, oh, Rocket got this cupboard for free off the internet. How cool is it? Look at it. He got it, he's cool. And we don't actually have a lot of closed storage space, so this is gonna be really, really good for the ugly things in our life. Oh my God, look at the studio, it's like pretty bad. Yesterday we picked up this sideboard that's gonna actually go into my studio, which is some more closed cupboard space, which is really, really good. We're gonna put this sideboard thingy into my studio, but first I wanna full on decide what needs to be there and what needs to leave. Might do this section, so let's do it. Ready, steady.
Beautiful lady, she's amazing.
Stop, weirdo.
Bye.
Anyway, Rocket is gonna do this little cupboard. It's filled with those little trinkety cameras. It's gonna organize the stuff in there and figure out what is needed or what needs to be real. I think everything here is gonna be kept, mostly.
Yeah, pretty much everything's gonna be kept.
I think this will be more of a display cupboard for like cool things, and then all like the chains and the twine, the extension cables, that can all go maybe in a drawer over here or something. going to do some more cleaning this morning before we went to Chris's birthday party. Does that sound weird when I say birthday party for a full-grown person? For Chris's party. We made a pavlova for it last night, but it tasted like chicken for some reason because we used one of those little pav egg mixers. So Rocket bought the ingredients for like a fresh pav this morning while I was sleeping. I would have woken up earlier, but we accidentally stayed up to 3 AM playing, what's that? Overcooked, which is a cooking game, which means I should be pretty good at this pavlova thing, I think. Transformation, go. Hey! Wearing a boo-boo so that I can fit all of Chris's food into my stomach. Are you gonna wear a moo-moo too?
You have another one?
No.
Well then no.
I'm wearing sparkly socks for the occasion. And the pav. Pretty good. Baby, look at this sweet pav. Took some limes off a rando tree on our street. Doesn't belong to anyone, does it, honey?
Community garden.
We made a lime curd and we didn't even have butter. We just improvised. Whoops, I forgot to clean yesterday. So I'm thinking I start with underneath here, so that when I need to store things, I can put them underneath the bench. I'm sure I have things that I haven't touched for years, and so they're gonna go into the box for giving to people or donating. I think I'm gonna sort through all my brushes and pencils as well, because I just have so much that I don't use, and then I'll pop all the jars in there so that the desk is more decluttered. I mean, I like having a clean space, but cleaning for me is so freaking exhausting. I hate it. Okay, this is a lot more stuff than I thought it was going to be. This is only like 2/3 of what's under there. And this, I thought was organized, but looking at it, because I don't go under here as much, this is not good. This is all packaging stuff, such a hoarder, oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to sort out this half of the stuff first. I'm interested to see what's in these, especially this one, because I think this is old paintings. Actually, am I interested or am I terrified? I don't know. And then hopefully get to the top today, but I'm such a slow cleaner. Oh, cleaning. Bleh. Q&A time.
Q&A
time.
Okay, so lots of people have been asking, apparently, according to this little Q&A question answer me peach hashtag.
There's one that I really like. It's like, did Rocket get you a dog yet?
Guys, it's not my fault.
It is.
It's constantly, like, there's people starting petitions, people are like constantly commenting, being like, what the hell, Rocket? Why haven't you gotten Sha'an a dog yet? I am not responsible for the lack of dog in our life.
It's true. He just seems that way because I always ask for one and he has to say no because he knows we can't get
That's
one.
right.
We're renters, so it's hard to get places if you have a dog. So then we thought we could foster. So we went through the whole process after who we're subleasing off said that we could have animals, and then we went through the whole process of filling in the forms, all that stuff. And yeah, it was really sad because he just did a backflip and was like, actually, just don't feel like you should have one. And then I was like, just my life goal, just thrown out into the trash.
Just don't feel like living.
Remy! Good girl, come here. Anyway, this is Remy. We're just looking after her for the weekend.
Yeah, it's not actually our dog. We tricked you.
I wish I could look after her forever.
December
Just
Fools.
At her. She's so sweet.
She's such a little gentle.
She's calm.
Look at her. Look at her. She's legs. She's so sweet. You are so sweet. This is our little doggo for the present time.
Enjoy while you can.
What was your worst travel experience?
Rocket has really had a bad one.
I've had a few little hiccups. I was once held up at gunpoint in my own hotel room and had a gun, like a big, like AK-47 looking thing, kind of pinned against my head, and I was in a corner and they stole all my camera gear.
And Rocket's favourite detail, they threw a brick at him.
Hey, they threw a brick at me.
My worst experience is when this lady peed on the plane next to me.
That's
in the
pretty bad.
seat. It's like she was complaining the whole time because there was a bit of a delay. She was like, blah, blah. And I was like, no, it's all right, whatever. Because we had gotten a free trip to Tasmania. So I was like really chilled out. I was just like, doo-doo-doo. She's like, how can you be so relaxed? I was like, yeah, well, we can't change anything. Like, usually I'd be like, ah. But I was like, we can't change anything. So what's the point of getting mad? And then she was like, oh, okay. And then she drank like 3 bottles of wine because they gave extra drinks. And so she basically got up at the end of the flight and there was just a puddle of piss.
What artist do you admire and who inspires you in your own work?
It always changes, but for a long time and at the moment, I've really admired Rebecca Green. She's so good.
She's amazing.
She's so good. And she recently, like I read Rocket a post today that she posted yesterday, and it was about like how she has creative block, and oh my god, it's so real and just so nice.
Yeah.
I think that her work is incredible. The way she documents it is incredible. She's written, her first debut book is apparently amazing. And also the way that she like documents projects on her journal or her blog is really, really good too. So I'm just like, goals.
Yeah, her blog's amazing.
She's great. Check out Rebecca Green. Bang!
What is a medium you have yet to try and would like to?
Learning how to use gouache. I've only done a couple of gouache paintings so far, but I'm hoping to explore that. And I actually have a group show at the start of the year where you have to make something in a medium that you're unfamiliar with or that you're learning. So that's going to be what I use.
How do you get all those big customers? How do you start?
I would say they come when you look like you know what you're doing. So
basically fake it till you make it.
No, I don't even mean that. I mean they just don't focus on that side and just share your work all the time. Because if you're not sharing what you're capable of, how will anyone know what you're capable of? And if there's a type of work that you want to create it for yourself, put it up, and then start interacting with brands on social. You could even just like message them, like their photos or something. I don't really do that, but that would be, I think, a good way, especially if they're smaller brands. And then once you do work with smaller brands, larger companies will probably trust you more because they've seen that you've actually done commercial work. And it isn't necessary, but I think that because I have experience in like an agency setting, I work really well with clients in that I know what they're expecting in terms of presenting ideas, in terms of like contracts, in terms of all this stuff. It's good to get a business understanding about things as well when working with larger clients. What about you? You work with big clients too.
Yeah, I work with big clients. But
what about like so this is a good example. How did you get your Sydney Film Festival? Like
aggressively just like worked with them as just like a run and gun sort of photographer.
What does that mean?
So just shooting like the little bits and pieces, like nothing that was like the special hero imagery. I was just like filling in like socials and just like kind of boring stuff. I was like, yeah, cool, just getting it done. And then after that, they're like, wow, like his imagery is like really good. Let's get him on this stuff. And then it was just like kind of just up the ladder.
So maybe maybe don't be afraid to do the shitter work while at the same time showing what you're capable of. Like, don't be afraid to take on the not ideal commercial jobs, while at the same time excelling in those jobs to show people what you're really capable of.
Yeah, 100%. Do you have any tips on how to make my art more noticed out there so more people can see it? Also, how did you come up with your username that you use for your social media?
There are small things you can do, obviously, like hashtags and like whatever. But I think the most important thing is sharing good work. Like, people are so like obsessed with like, how do you get a following, blah, blah, blah. But if you're putting work out there that you like and you're interacting with people you admire, eventually people will find you. I just really feel like the best way to do it is work, 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 work.
Yeah, and I think as well, like, you can sort of see when somebody doesn't fully like put their heart into their work. And like, if it's just like you pursuing something that's really odd and you're like, no one will really be interested, like,
you'll find your niche.
You'll eventually find your niche. Like as long as you're putting everything into it. I'd
rather follow someone that's like really different and something I've not seen that's a little bit less technically able than someone that's doing the exact same thing as everyone else.
Exactly.
Because why not just follow the other person, like the biggest person in that field?
Yeah.
And to get to the point of knowing what you're doing, there's like thousands of hours of work behind it. So work, work, work. It's a very indirect way to get noticed, but it's like the purest way.
Yeah. I mean, you might be able to make it work with doing like hashtag this, hashtag that, whatever, like follow, like, and everything.
You
and then,
can
like,
still do that at the same time.
Pushing that, but I mean, you're gonna get more of a genuine sort of base.
Yeah. Also, how did you come up with a username? I just needed a Tumblr URL, so I like the word peach, and the rest is history.
It's pretty cute. So where is all your angsty art? It's like you skipped the emo phase. Oh, she did not skip the emo phase.
Hey, you didn't even know me in my emo days.
There's photos.
Yeah, but I wasn't even that emo. I just had a swoopy fringe and like coloured hair, okay? And I really like emo music, and I still listen to emo music like every day. Anyway, emo phase, I feel like they mean like dark art or something.
Yeah.
Maybe at the start it was a little darker.
Yeah.
But I feel like lately I've just fully embraced like, screw it. Just do happy art. Just do it. If I'm going to do it, might as well just do it full on instead of just being like, oh, I'm not cool.
Yeah, there's been like a few phases where Sha'an's like turned to me and been like, oh, what were you saying about happy art? How you just...
It's just like not cool. And it's like edgy art is cool.
Yeah, like you were concerned that people were perceiving you as...
Just more like not taking my work seriously because it's not like depressed. But then in the end, I'm just like, I'm never going to be able to make like really dark work that's good and it really conveys like something that people can relate to. So I'm just going to make my own world of happiness, and that's fine.
Yeah, which kind of goes back to that previous question of just like, make what you want and then don't get too caught up about like what you feel like should be made.
Yeah.
I want to know how you met Rocket and tell us a bit of how your love story started.
Basically, we ended up going to the same senior high school, which is year 11 and 12 here. I'd spotted him in the playground, but I didn't really know it was him. I just like, oh, that man's wearing jeans, he's cool, he's cool. So
and I spotted her and I was like, oh, that lady's got dimples, she's cool.
And we were in the same visual design class that Friday. I think you just missed a few days of school or something. I don't remember. Anyway, so I came in and then we were doing colour wheels. I still have that colour that's over there. I tried to throw it away, but you forced me to keep it.
Yeah.
Rocket didn't have any blue-green paint, even though he could have totally mixed his own blue-green paint from blue and green. And he went to the teacher who was standing next to me, like, Miss, I don't have any blue-green paint. And I was like, I have some. And then you use some, like a scab that you are. And then we ended up going to the zoo 2 days later, and then that afternoon we're like, together.
Yeah, that's how it started. All right, next question. So, any tips for learning art from scratch? Some ideas on getting started would be great. Love you, Peach. Here's a doggo.
For learning a new medium, is that what the question is? Learning from scratch, is that what it means?
Learning from scratch.
So I would say just get some cheap versions of that medium and start. Like, even if you have no idea, like, see what the consistency is like, see how it dries, see what the colors are like. At the same time as doing that, you could look up YouTube videos. Like, you have so much at your disposal, and I think people are overwhelmed with the amount of information that they have, or they're overwhelmed with wanting it to be, like, the conditions to be absolutely perfect before they start. But this, like, the first watercolors I did were the freaking worst, and I was using the shit watercolors, the shit paper. Just start making stuff. You can read a whole entire novel about doing gouache, and you won't know how to do it unless you actually start doing it.
Can I also add my little 2 cents, Esmond? I know that you asked Sha'an, but...
Esmond, is that their name?
Esmond, I believe it was. Esmond. Esmond Anu.
So Esmond, my bestie.
So Esmond. No, I think it's also really good to find artists that inspire you, but then look at their stuff from years ago, because it's so discouraging just to be like, oh my god, my work is nothing at all near as good as theirs. But then it's like, well, like Sha'an just said, she was using really shitty watercolors and she was using really shitty paper. And I'm sure if you find her work from when she was 18 and like you're 18 as an example, you'd be like, whoa, that's not too far off, and then you can progress just like she did.
And you totally can, because all my work is on the internet. Embarrassingly, I feel like it's not as easy to find everyone's work, but for me, it's like all on the internet, so it's like pretty bad.
Go to Tumblr.
Very embarrassing.
When is your working hour? Do you prefer to work day or night, aka being nocturnal, blah, blah, blah?
I like to work in both. I like the daylight of day, but I work so much better at nighttime, so it's kind of annoying.
Yeah, it's true.
I wish I could take sprinklings of each.
You're like, your visual is all like
bright.
You know, super bright, and then like you've got this big bright space. But she stays up till like 4 AM.
I can power through the night really easy. And I think I also like it just because it's so quiet. There's no planes, there's no drilling next door.
Yeah. It's
just nice and quiet, and there's nothing to really distract me. At daytime, I'm like, oh, let's go to a cafe. Oh, I've got to go here now. I'm going to go here. It's just so strange because I really like the daytime. It's like I just want to be awake all the time. How do you keep yourself and projects organized? Do you use planners or journals at all? I hope you're well. Hope you're also well. Oh, sorry, there's something in my eye.
Well, there's a little journal behind us that she uses. It's very cute. Yep.
I prefer writing down my to-do list. So if I'm on the go, I'll use Wunderlist to write down things that I need to remember for in the studio. I've already talked about this on another Q&A, but basically I've got a chalkboard with like a really big goal to-do list. So for example, second book is one of the goals. It's really like huge goals and projects. And then I've got my journal. Every week I write down the list of things I need to do that week. And then every day I'll drag over what I'll do that day. It doesn't seem that like efficient, but to me it's like a way of working it out in my head.
Yeah, you're a little list lady.
Yeah. You're gonna do an artwork for your store again. Would you love to get would love to get a print on my wall like the one with the whales. Are you focusing more on client work, book deals, etc. at the moment? The end of last year I was focusing so much on client work. Like the last 3 months of last year was crazy. Like I almost had like several breakdowns.
Yeah.
It was just too crazy. So my main things are client work, my book, solo shows, and my store. So basically just do everything.
Basically just, yeah, kind of continue as you were with 2017, but really try and out. So keep your eyes peeled, guys, because that store will be restocked and a whole bunch of awesome ideas are going to be flowing right through it.
And he's my advertising agency.
That's me. You can contact me.
Rocket and Rocket Co.
Do you feel that your travels influence or inform your artwork? How so?
I feel like not directly. I feel like my work is like a mixture of places I've been and like and places I want to go. But I feel like my travel influences my work in the way that when I'm away, by the time I'm back, I'm like ready to go, and I've basically not been able to work, and I've only had time to think.
Like you say that, and I just remember when we were in the States, and every time we've ever traveled, it's always been like the last like 2 to 3 days of the trip, you're like stressed, freaking out, being like, I just want to do this. I can do this. I want to make this. This is gonna be in my store. I'm gonna make this book. I'm gonna blah 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 blah.
I feel like it takes a week for me to get really itchy palms where I want to go back to the studio, and then 2 weeks is like going a bit crazy, and then 3 weeks is like get me back home. I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
So in that way, indirectly, it drives me to work. Like I feel like I need to travel if I'm burnt out to be able to come back and be fresh. Like with London, before we went to London, I was so burnt out and like so creative blocky. But then afterwards, I felt so inspired. So
anyway, that's the end of the Q&A. Hope you enjoyed it.
I just want to thank Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Let's talk a little bit about Rocket's experience with Squarespace, because let's just say I enlightened him.
I was using multiple other platforms, and it got so bad that at one point I spent like a month learning HTML and then another month actually building, staying up very late. Like it was ridiculous.
I had to stay up past 9 PM.
No, like I was doing all-nighters, being like, I will build myself a website. Built that, had it up for like, I don't know, a few months, and then eventually Sha'an was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, because he wasn't even updating the work. It was more like he was so obsessed with like getting the layout perfect that he hadn't even updated any new work, and so clients couldn't see the work that he was producing. And it was kind of like, Rocket, stop obsessing over finding details. use like, I think did you do a free trial for Squarespace?
I did.
And then basically after a few days he was like, everything's up, all my work's updated. There's like a huge array of templates. Like no matter who you are and what you do, there will be a template that works for you. Basically, once you've chosen a template, you just have to upload photos, copy and paste text that you want, and that's it. We've rejected a lot of sponsors for my vlogs.
Yeah.
But because like Chris and I were talking like 3 years ago, we were just like, oh, we should just get, I just want Squarespace sponsored, Squarespace. And so when they emailed me, he was like, do you see the email? Squarespace wants to sponsor you. And then we're like, oh my God. So it was really, really good. Anyway, thank you so much, Squarespace. If you want to make an awesome website and showcase what you do online, which is really important in my opinion, you can go to squarespace.com/furrylittlepeach and you can get...
Good one, you can do this, you can get it.
You can get 2 weeks free Squarespace. Essentially, you can like choose a theme and try it out and see what your website will look like. And if you really like it and want to continue, as we have, you will get a 10% discount. Thank you, Squarespace. Woohoo! Also, I hope you like this video. I like watching people clean because then I don't have to do it. So I hope that it made you feel motivated and like you achieved something, because this was, oh my gosh, this was like 4 days of absolute hell for me because I hate cleaning. I hate cleaning. The whole today I was just like, oh my God, what am I doing with my life? I feel like I've been cleaning forever.
It looks good though. It looks so good.
Yeah, it looks nice. I'm excited to get into the new year and ruin it.
Woo! Bye!
Bye! I hate cleaning.